gosh, you have a lot of stars and stripes and oh, say can you see's all over you. Very decorated soldier. Tell us why your wife deserves a makeover.
Wow. That's, I don't even know where to begin with that. My wife, Victoria, is absolutely incredible woman, absolutely the most incredible person I've ever met. I've been in the Army for 18 years, and the one thing that I've learned I can hold true gospel is that we can't do what we do without our wives and our families behind us. And, you know, she has had to be a mother and a father to our children during long deployments.
Well, I think you're absolutely fantastic, and I think she's fantastic. I mean, I feel connected to you guys because my brother's been in the Air Force for, he's a 20-year guy, you're 18, so I understand. And he has to leave his wife, and, you know, these wives deserve something too, right? They deserve something. So, are you ready to see your wife's brand new look?
I can't wait.
Okay, come on out here, hotness, Victoria. Why don't you just sit on that with her? Just sit on that. We borrowed this because we knew that you liked this, so we borrowed it for the day. Sit on that, sit on that. Sit on this here in the front.
Oh, my goodness.
And you sit on the back. How does it feel?
Oh, my.
And I know you do this often, William. I know you go to the Harley store with your wife, and you sit on them, and you get depressed and sad because you can't have them.
Yeah. It doesn't ever.
But you know what?
Oh, my goodness.
This is yours, baby! This is yours! William, we're celebrating you today. Your wife is pretending that it's a makeover. It's not. It's about you.
I was wondering why she was still in the same clothes.
This is the brand new 2009 Harley-Davidson V-Rod Muscle. It's got sculpted bodywork and a 125 horsepower liquid-cooled engine. Isn't this the dope one? Yes. I understand that a lot of your unit has this Harley. How are you going to feel now being able to join them?
I get to go. I can't tell you how much that means to me. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. We'll be right back. Jump on there. Get on there.
Up next, Annie's made-to-order experience of a lifetime.
You want to hold it a little bit further.
Okay.
So you're rocking the wrist.
We are talking with people who refuse to let difficult times in their lives keep them down. With me now are Annie and her husband, Robert, and they've been on a mission ever since their 2-year-old daughter, Michaela, was diagnosed with a rare disorder. So, when did you realize that your daughter had a disorder?
Developmentally, she just was behind. She wasn't hitting her milestones, and everyone told us, don't worry, she'll catch up. Kids, you know, kids develop in different stages. The gap kept getting wider and wider, and on December 10th, 2007, we met with a geneticist, and she uttered the words Rett syndrome. And I remember holding my daughter and hearing the words Rett syndrome, which I had never heard of before.
Yeah, me either.
Rett syndrome is the most physically disabling disorder on the autism spectrum.
Okay.
And it's normal pregnancy. I had a phenomenal pregnancy. She came right on her due date. And then either a stagnation of skills around 6 to 18 months or a rapid regression of skills. A lot of girls do start walking and they stop. It's a completely random mutation.
And it's different in girls than boys, right? Explain the difference.
The reason why it affects girls, 20 girls each day are born with Rett syndrome. And the reason why it's with girls is because the random mutation is on the X chromosome.
Got it.
So-
X is the female chromosome.
Right.
And tell me how it affects her life. I know you have to change her position. How often do you have to change your daughter's position?
Throughout the day, I change her position every 15 to 20 minutes.
Really?
Because at 2, she's unable to crawl, she doesn't walk, so she doesn't get to explore her environment and learn like typical children do. My days revolve around her naps so that she's coherent and ready to go for her 17 hours of therapy each week.
17 hours of therapy a week.
17 hours of therapy each week,
And
which
how
I
ha-
fought really hard to get her.
And how has this affected you with your work?
Oh, I definitely was scheduled to go back to work, but have decided not to because at the end of the day, no one's going to take care of my daughter like I choose to. And what gets me out of bed every day is to know that in 2007, they were able to reverse symptoms completely in mice, and they were able to replicate that time and time again. So my husband and I formed a nonprofit organization called Mikhaila Cure, where we are going to find a cure through cutting-edge research. I really think that Rett syndrome is going to be the first curable childhood neurological disorder, and it's going to open the floodgates to so many others.
How do you have time to do anything for yourself? Because I do think it is important to take care of your spirit as well.
You're right. I have very little time because I try so hard to make sure that people know about Rett syndrome and that it is just as common as cystic fibrosis and ALS, but vastly underfunded. But when I do have time, I like to sneak in a little Food Network, which is like my favorite program. I used to love to cook and entertain, and I don't get that chance.
How is this as her husband, Robert? How has it, when you look at your wife and you see how it's affecting her and how it's affecting your relationship? What's happening?
She's so dedicated to our daughter and Mikhaila Cure, the nonprofit, that she's lost herself, excuse me. And
Do you have hobbies? Does she have hobbies?
none. Her hobby used to be cooking, and she no longer cooks. She only cooks for Mikhaila now. Her release, or what she used to get away, was the Food Network, and she still records the Food Network, Paula Deen and Rachel Ray and all the shows, and she still tries to watch them when she can, and I try to give her as much time as she can.
I'm watching you now, Annie, and you're trying everything in your power to not cry right now. What's going through your head?
If you were to see my daughter, she's a babe. No one would have any idea that unless I find a cure for her, her future is going to be in a wheelchair with feeding tubes, unable to speak or use her hands. That's not a life. That's not life.
And that's where I was going to go. She does. We're fighting for our daughter's life in reality. But at the same time, she needs a life, and that's my biggest concern. She deserves everything. She's a phenomenal person.
I think
She's a
you
beautiful.
deserve, and I think you deserve a lot too. And I love your dedication to your daughter. I think we need more mothers like you. But we also, as mothers or caregivers or whatever we are, when we care for somebody else, we need to care for ourselves as well. You know, on the airplanes when they talk about before you protect your child, put that oxygen mask on yourself first. How many times do you hear that? Right? And that's a symbolism for life. It's important for Annie to take care of Annie. And Annie thought she was coming here today to talk about her daughter and to raise awareness about Rett syndrome, which you have, and awareness has been raised. But I have a surprise for you, a great surprise for you. Since Annie is such a big fan of the Food Network, I arranged for them to send you a little something special right here. Okay, it is a fabulous gift basket filled with cookbooks signed by all of her favorite Food Network chefs and great cooking products. And they even made Annie your very own personal chef's coats right here. Come on, I think it's your size. Put that on.
Oh, darling.
There we go. All right, we'll keep that open for you.